I said it so the stars would listen too. I said it not because the world was watching, but because the truth within me had grown too large to be held in silence. I said it like a prayer whispered through trembling lips, like a story aching to be told after lifetimes of waiting. The skies leaned in, not with thunder, not with judgment, but with the stillness of something ancient remembering its own beginning. Even the clouds paused, forgetting their grief, holding back the rain like a blessing yet to be spoken. The ground stilled beneath my feet, as if afraid a single tremble might break the spell of this moment. And in the hush, deeper than any silence I've ever known, I felt the world hold its breath with me. It was not a loud moment, not a grand declaration carved into stone or shouted from rooftops. It was quiet, like the sound of hope being born. The kind of quiet that makes your heart beat louder just to fill the space. The kind of quiet that feels like eternity stretching its fingers through time. I did not shout. I did not cry. I simply opened the door of my soul and let love walk out into the world without fear. Because love, when it is true, does not ask for permission to shine. It simply does. It simply is. And so I said it, to the wind, to the stars, to every unseen listener, drifting through the night sky. The truth I carried was never meant to stay hidden. It was always meant to find its way back into the light, like a seed pushing through the soil after years of sleep, like an old song humming in the bones of the earth. What I felt for you could no longer be contained in dreams or whispers. It needed air. It needed space. It needed stars to echo it back to me. I said it because something inside me believed that even the universe has ears. That even the cold, vast sky remembers what it's like to be warmed by love. That even silence listens, if the words are real enough. And so I said it. Your name. My heart. My longing. My apology. My hope. All of it wrapped into one breath that crossed the sky. I said it with the kind of ache that only love can cause. The ache that sits in your chest like a memory that refuses to fade. I said it so the stars would know what it means to wait. So they would know how long I've wandered without you. So they would see how one heart still burns, even when the rest of the world goes dark. I told them about the way you smile, how it feels like dawn breaking open across my soul. I told them about your laugh, the one that made the weight in my chest a little lighter every time I heard it. I told them about your kindness, your warmth, your strength, how you loved me even when I was hard to love. I said your name like a hymn, like a secret prayer, like a promise too sacred to break. I let the night carry my words, hoping they would find their way to you, hoping they would reach the place where your heart still remembers mine. Do you know what it feels like to speak to the stars? It's like confessing to something older than time, something too wise to judge you. It's like telling your truth to the first spark that ever lit the universe, and knowing it understands. It's like standing in front of everything that has ever been, and still choosing to say, I love you. Because no matter how far you are, no matter how many lifetimes stretch between us, my love still calls your name. And tonight, the stars listened. I think they always have. I think they were there when we first met, when something ancient in me stirred and whispered, it's her. I think they blinked in wonder when we laughed for the first time, when we held hands like we'd done it in 1,000 dreams before. I think they wept quietly when I let go, when fear stole the words I should have said. And now, I think they're holding their breath again, waiting to see if love will find a way back. Because the stars, they don't forget. They've seen too much. They remember everything. I remember too. I remember the way you looked at me when I wasn't looking. I remember the sound of your voice calling my name like it belonged to you. I remember the way your absence carved a hollow space in me that nothing else could fill. I remember the day I realized I was wrong, the day I knew that no one else would ever know me the way you did, that no one else would ever fit the shape of my heart the way you do. I carry that knowing like a candle in the dark, protecting its flame with everything I have left. And if this is the only way I can speak to you, then let the stars be my witness. Let them hear my sorrow. Let them hear my hope. Let them carry this truth across every sky, every time zone, every dream. Let them remind you that someone still waits, that someone still believes, that someone is still whispering your name into the night. I know I hurt you. I know I said the wrong things. I know I failed to be the man you needed when you needed me most. But I've changed. Not because life forced me to, but because love taught me how. And because losing you felt like losing my own reflection. Because every day since then has been a slow unraveling of all the parts of me that forgot how to be gentle. I want you to know, I see you now. I see the ways you gave, even when it cost. You. I see the ways you stayed, even when I made it hard. And I see the way you loved me, even when I couldn't love myself. I wish I had told you more often how much you meant to me. I wish I had held you tighter, stayed longer, listened better. But I can't go back. I can only move forward, with this love still burning in me like a quiet fire, with this hope still flickering, fragile and brave. So I speak now, to you, to the stars, to whatever part of the universe still remembers our story. I speak not to beg, not to plead, but to honor the love we shared, the love I still carry. Even now, I dream of you. I dream of the day you'll return, or perhaps the day I'll find the courage to come to you. I dream of the moment our eyes meet again, not as strangers, but as two souls who never stopped searching. I dream of laughter, of second chances, of love reborn not in spite of the pain, but because of it. Because sometimes, the most beautiful things grow from the cracks we thought were too deep to heal. So if you hear this, know that it's true. Every word, every feeling, every echo of my heart. Know that somewhere under this same sky, someone still believes in us. Someone still holds the dream close, still watches the stars and wonders if you're watching them too. And if by chance you feel the wind shift, if a memory stirs in your chest, if a tear slips down your cheek without reason, know that it's me, still loving you, still waiting, still speaking your name into the night. And even if you never come back, even if this love remains unspoken between us, I will keep saying it. Not for answers, not for closure, but because love deserves to be heard. Because feelings that real don't disappear just because they're not returned. They become something else, something sacred, something eternal, something that even the stars lean in to hear. So I said it again tonight. I said it slowly, softly, with all the hope I could gather. I said it so the stars would listen too, because they've always listened. And maybe, just maybe, they'll carry my love to where you are. Maybe they'll remind you of what we once had. Maybe they'll remind you that love, real love, never fades. It simply waits. It watches. It whispers. And sometimes, when the night is quiet enough, it speaks through the ones who can no longer hold it inside. I love you. I always have. I always will. I said it so the stars would listen too, because somewhere within me, I understood that love, when it's real, cannot be kept silent forever. It rises in the chest, heavy and aching, like a tide that refuses to stay low. It speaks louder than the quiet of 1,000 empty nights. And so, I said it with all the courage I could muster, like a prayer offered up into the vast, unanswering sky, trusting that the universe, with all its ancient wisdom, would hear the truth I could no longer hold inside. And as my words whispered into the night, I imagined you, wherever you might be, hearing them in the quiet places where only hearts know how to listen. I imagined the wind carrying my voice across the miles, through time and space, past the silent rivers, over the mountain peaks, to find you. I imagined it wrapping around you like a cloak, holding you in its warmth, comforting you with the love that never stopped being real, even in the silence we kept. But this love of ours isn't just any love. It's the kind of love that defies the passing of time, the kind that builds itself not on moments of grand declarations, but on the quiet, gentle presence of knowing. It's the love that grows even when you're apart, even when the days stretch into years, even when distance turns the world into a maze. It's a love that doesn't need answers. It doesn't need explanations. It only needs the space to be. And so I spoke not to demand, but to let the stars, the wind, and the world bear witness to the truth I've carried for so long. In every corner of my soul I feel it, this soft ache that rises with the moon, that falls with the sun. The ache of a heart that has learned how to beat in rhythm with another, even when that other heart is far away. The ache of knowing that some connections are not bound by the rules of time or distance, but by something deeper, something older, something that knows no end. I said it because there's no point in keeping silent about the love that burns so brightly inside of me. It can't be hidden, no matter how far apart we are. And in that moment, I hoped, I prayed, that somewhere out there, you would feel the same warmth, the same truth. The world, in its own way, responded.